Hi everybody, hope you're doing good. I don't know why I'm wearing this hot hoodie. It's just not that time of year. Like, it's not quite yet. Not this week anyway. So I had some blood work and I needed to go get some more blood work this morning, and I needed to pee in a cup. My bladder just wasn't having it. I was bone dry. It wasn't even shy bladder this time. Usually it is. So today I had to get more blood work and I had to pee in a cup because I failed to do so last week. And I failed to do so again. So they gave me the cup to take home. So I've got a little trusty companion next to me. And I thought I would drive back to the lab and take the opportunity to talk to you. So what are you going to do? And if you missed my last video, you might have noticed that my hair is a different color. So you can check that out. But this is a very temporary color. Well, it might last me through Thanksgiving, but it's a semi-permanent color that I was feeling the autumn vibes and wanted to do sort of a reddish brown. I think it's a little more red than it is brown, but it's not, Ronald McDonald red by any means. I was red for a lot of years. I mean, my natural color is brown, and I like my gray. I really do, but I like this option. This is the Beautiful collection from Clairol. In case you're interested, it is the only one that I use, and I really do trust it. Most people do a little hair patch or something to start with. I never do. But it's gentle enough that you can put another color on top if you really needed to. And I thought about putting brown on top. But this actually goes well with my little Halloween costume. So anyway, I don't need to repeat all that again. I'm sorry. So my test results from last week came back. My thyroid looked okay. I have a history of nodules on my thyroid, and I've had that probably for 20 years. And the nodules had gotten a little bit larger last time. So even though the blood work looks good, we're going to get another ultrasound next week and just do a comparison, and we'll see. I'm not overly concerned about that because if it's growing, it's like kind of like my cancer cells, very, very, very slowly. And I also got my CA-125. Yeah, it's a CA-125 test. The numbers are very stable. This is a measurement of how much protein might be shedding from cancer cells. But to be honest with you, they never really were elevated. So it might be a moot point for me to even bother getting this test. My general practitioner feels, what's the point? But I feel that if they ever do get elevated, then that is something I'm going to want to see. So it's kind of moot unless it gets high. And it's not a really big deal test. My oncologist is the one who just orders them anyway. And really, we have not a lot of other tracking to be done on this. It's very hard to track it. So yeah, so I'm fine with getting a blood test. It's not a big deal. But I never really expect much from it. And lady, you can get off my butt, because this is not trunk or treat. I got no candy in there for you. Anyway, people. At least she's not on her phone like I am. Anyway, so I got more blood work today, which was my A1C to measure how my diabetes is doing. And it was fairly reasonable last time. And I'm kind of feeling those numbers might be a little higher this time, but I don't think it's, wild or anything. Just that I've been definitely eating a little bit more carbs than I should. Ever since Neon left for the summer, our low carb diet kind of went to crap. I mean, I'm still watching and I'm very mindful about what I put in, but I'm mindful of what I'm putting in, and that's the problem. I know what I'm putting in. Anyway, so we'll see what that number brings. The other test, I think that the urine test is about measuring the sugar in my urine, but I think everything there is okay too. I had liver functions or kidney function, I'm not sure which one it was, during a PET scan, and I don't know how they check that, but apparently my organs are functioning well so far. I don't know if that is something that's going to stay true to the end or not. I imagine not, but I'm fine with it. I'm fine riding this to the end, feeling as good as possible. Let's put it that way. So here's another thing about my general practitioner who I saw last week. There wasn't a lot to report, so I didn't, mention it. But I was telling him about the oncologist's idea that we could go into the operating room next year and actually take a peek, because, as I've said 1,000 times, it's really hard to track this particular cancer and you can't really see anything on imaging. Might not even be able to see anything with all the scar tissue if she goes in. But it was an idea I was very receptive to, because I'm running out of diagnostic options, really. And my GP says, well, why would you do that? Because it's not clinically necessary. Well, no, it's not clinically necessary, and it is something I'd have to run by my insurance company to make sure that it would be covered, of course, because there's a chance that it might not, even though my insurance is really good. But now I'm a little I'm a little perplexed, because I said to the GP, well, no, it's not clinically necessary, but it's not like she's going to be cutting me, just kind of poking in laparoscopically. And he said, yeah, but they're still knocking you out. Oh, gosh, I guess I've been under anesthesia so many times that is irrelevant to me at this point, or it just feels that way. But I also understand that, the use of anesthesia over time is not good for the brain or the system. But then again, I feel like, well, you got nothing to lose if you're dying anyway. I don't know. I would love your comments, though, if you were in this situation where you could find out how much progress the cancer has made and possibly give you a little bit of a timeline as far as, your prognosis. Well, it's not your prognosis. We know what that is. But as far as how much time you had, would you have that done? Or would you worry about going into the operating room? So leave me a comment below. I'm not about to change doctors or anything, but I don't know. We planted a seed of a little bit of doubt. So let me know what you think. In the meantime, I've got to take my little friend inside here, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. Well, that was a little embarrassing. apparently I didn't tighten the lid as much as I thought I did. So, yeah, I had to hand it to her. Thank gosh that it was in a bag. You know, the little cup was in the bag, but the bag leaked as well a little bit. So I have to go home and clean my cup holder. I can't believe I have urine in my cup holder. Okay, that's just between you and me. Oh, the things I do. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Good morning, everyone. I'm still laughing about yesterday. There was actually pee in my car's cup holder, all cleaned out. But, has that ever happened to you? I didn't tell Chris. I was thinking about just telling him there was pee in my cup holder and guess how it got there. But I think I'll let him find out just the way that you did. Anyway, I did want to let you know that I got some more lab results. They're not all in, but apparently my cholesterol is all in good shape. And yeah, the whole lipid panel is very good and within normal range. I do take cholesterol medication, and I was taking way too much before, and this doctor said, "Why are you taking that much?" So cut it in half, and it's still good. So yeah, so that's that anyway. I'm not looking forward to my A1C, I show say, to see where my blood sugar's at. I mean, it's going to reveal how much I ate, in Virginia Beach. And since then, I was really good over the summer with Neon here and us being on low carb diets. But the test results probably will not, reflect that just after Neon left and when school started. That's when it's going to reflect. So I expect it's not going to be as good as it was the last time I got the test, but I don't think it's going to be that bad either. It's just going to be sort of a slap on the wrist for myself that I need to do better. And I do. And when I think of cancer prevention and the immune system, I automatically go to the diet. I mean, listen, it's about sugar and inflammation. I'm sure that has a huge effect on cancer. And like 85% of you, I'm an addict. Isn't it amazing? 85% of us are addicted to carbohydrates. That's crazy. And the other 15% are really thin. And sadly, the powers that be want it that way. I know. Men in black are going to come to my door and drag me out, but I think it's true. It helps stimulate the economy. It's all in the corn syrup, the high fructose, or the regular. It's still so bad for you. And Gloria is actually playing with a noisy toy, so I'm sorry. She's Gloria. I've got some notes here. So we're very dependent on, over consuming food-like products, not real products. It stimulates the economy, and it really drives the engine of the healthcare system. I'm not a conspiracy theorist by any means. I don't think it's a theory. I guess that's what it comes down to. They don't care about you and me. They care about the stocks that they can buy, the sure thing, based on our lifestyles. Rumor has it, in fact, and I will not name names, that one of the biggest sponsors of the fat acceptance movement is actually a very big food company that owns a lot of the food-like products on the shelves. How's that? I think we should love ourselves at any weight. That doesn't mean we have to accept this. In fact, the fat acceptance movement is actually very dangerous. Science is not in a position to say that sugar causes cancer, but it definitely contributes to its growth and even our chances of getting cancer. And if sugar doesn't actually lead to the cancer, the weight gain, the obesity, certainly does. It seems like semantics to me. I mean, a lot of thin people get cancer. So some sugars are needed in the body to function. It actually helps organs, but kind of thinking that's why Mother Nature provides fruit. I love fruit, but if you put a chocolate bar next to it, I think it's a no-brainer for me, at least as a sugar addict, because I'm not really addicted to fruit. Amazing. Fruit has no high fructose corn syrup in it. I don't know. I can be addicted to corn. That's probably true. I consider it a vegetable. So, oh, Chris asked me what do we want for a green tonight, and I'll say corn. Corn's a vegetable. If not corn, then a potato. That would be great. So sugar nourishes our cells, no doubt about it. A certain amount of the right sugar. But cancer cells, tumors really thrive on sugar. Probably not as much fruit, but the stuff that we buy in a box or a bag. It is likely to grow faster because of the sugar, because that's what happens when we nourish a cancer tumor or a cancer cell. It can, I suppose, make cancer spread faster. Does that cause metastasis that I can't say? The spread of cancer to other organs. I'm not even going to try to say that again, because that's, to me, might as well be Worcestershire. Now, I've had weight issues since early childhood. So I've had decades to work on my addiction. And that was never really controlled until I had bariatric surgery 10 years ago. Every time I see the doctor, he says, "So is the surgery still working for you?" I'm like, "Does it stop working for you?" I mean, yes, I eat less than other people, but I did notice a difference over the years. In the beginning, the first few years, I cut out all sugar and I was fine with that. Of course, I was also very determined to make this surgery successful. And you have to have a certain amount of determination. Otherwise, you just think the surgery is going to do it. I didn't have bread in the house. I cooked mostly at home. And if I did go out, I was easily saying to the waitress, "Hold back on the chips," or, whatever it is that I knew would be in front of me that I would have to be confronted with. So I took out all the temptations as much as I could. We didn't have junk food, and I don't know, around 5 or 6 years ago, that started to change for me. I stopped all exercise. I started to eat those chips, even if I didn't finish them. At times, I wasn't taking a to-go box either, which I had always done before. So is the surgery still working for me? I can't really say that, or if I'm just not working for me. But it's okay. I've managed still to maintain my weight for 10 years within 8 pounds. I do fluctuate up and down, but if it's that small window of 8 pounds, Yeah, I'm okay with that. It's just that I would like to do a little better because I am feeding sugar to my tumors and I don't like that. So I have kind of new reasons to have new goals. A lot of struggles live in my head. Head hunger is really an issue for most of us. When I was a kid, my mom used to say, "Go to bed, you're not hungry. You can eat in the morning." She was absolutely right, but she was a sound sleeper. Oh, sorry, Mom. Yeah, even though I can't eat as much as a lot of people, I still manage to do plenty of damage. And I would like to stop that. I would like to create some new goals now to eat better. And I mean, I'm mindful. It's just that I don't say no enough. And I need to do that. I thought I did pretty good over the summer. I had gotten up to the top of that 8-pound level and I lost 7 and then I gained 4. So I think it's important for me to realize I didn't perish during the summer and that I can just do that again. So that's my goal now. I guess even after bariatric surgery, the dieting nightmare continues, but it's not as bad. It's seriously not as bad. I was never a binge eater, but boy, I really overate and overindulged. And I could put away a small Domino's pizza by myself with no problem. Now, there are some people probably laughing at that, especially men, because they can usually put away a little bit more than a woman. But for me, that was a big deal, and my first husband used to go, "Why do you have to eat all the pizza?" Because I'm Francine. And, we're not married anymore. So you can see how well that worked. I also think my days of exercise are done, especially my aerobics. And I had a treadmill that I was using religiously. But I do need to be more active. I need to find something that aligns with the energy that I have at the moment, as well as something that doesn't really bore me. Because I do get bored very easily when it comes to that repetition. So I don't think that exercise is one fits all, and I'm thinking more along maybe videos, maybe even a little yoga if I can stretch that far. My arthritis doesn't allow too much, but maybe I need to push the envelope a little bit. Anyway, that's enough for that. It's just some food for thought in case you're in the same position. I did also want to update you on my role with the New Jersey legislation. I know that once the judge had thrown out the case in, I think it was Camden County, for allowing out-of-state residents to come in, then we were sort of back to square one. And I was put in touch with some people that were going to appeal and also, try to create some new laws. And they didn't contact me. And I think it's because I saw on the news that that was a no-go as well. A federal court in New Jersey threw out the case and upheld the residents-only rule. So I'm feeling that maybe this is not for me. And that's fine. And if I have to go to Vermont, that's what I kind of figured would happen anyway toward the end of my life. And at that point, I have control over how I'm going to pass. So I just wanted to give you that update. And also, I've sort of found some other ways to do volunteer work without real commitment. And not that I'm not going to go back to the retirement home on occasion, especially when they have special events, but I belong to a Facebook group that's local to my area called Buy Nothing, Sell Nothing, I think. And people gift things, and also they make requests of things that they're needing. And there's been some families that I have gathered supplies for and given to them whatever they need. And there's one particular one that I'm going to go grocery shopping right now and add a few things to the cart for a family that is falling on hard times and their car just broke down. And I wish I could do more, but once I found out they had a senior dog that needs soft dog treats, well, that was it for me. I have to do this. I'm on a mission. So I am really praying for them. And I hope that you can find a group like that in your area, or if you are in Lancaster County or even York, that might be something you might want to look into. It's on Facebook. I love things like neighbors helping neighbors kind of groups. And so, yeah, that's where I'm going to go today. I'm going grocery shopping. Then tomorrow I'm going to drop some things off. So I'll see you in a few days. I know you're seeing this on Sunday. Today is game day. And we have a few people coming over. And, the frustrated caterer that Chris is, we're going to have some good food. I'm making some rotisserie chicken salad and some pumpkin soup. So maybe I'll get a picture in for next time. Okay, so yeah, I'm busy. I might need a Ritalin. But so far, so good today, at least. A little nausea, not too much to complain about. All right, so that's that. That's your update. I'll talk to you soon. Love you all. Bye.